Hey guys, welcome back to another impressions video, and today I'm here to talk about Super Mario Maker for the Nintendo Wii U, the latest big release for the system, and a title that I was highly anticipating to the point that I pre-ordered the game and got it on day one. And in fact, I do have an unboxing video of the contents of the retail version, North American version of the game. So if you guys want to check that out, make sure you check my older videos out to see the contents, because this retail version comes with a very cool looking guidebook, a guide or idea book as they call it. So I do have a video showing the contents of that. But as far as the game, obviously I'm a pretty big platforming fan. And as we all know, Mario is basically the peak of the genre. You know, the Mario platforming games have been a staple for over 30 years. In fact, this game is the celebration of the 30th anniversary of Mario. And what better way to celebrate than to let your imagination run wild and let you create your own levels and share them with other people. I think the concept and idea is fantastic. But one thing, a lot of people were worried about how will the game handle that, and the good news is that this game does a fantastic job of laying out all the tools for you guys and creating levels in the most fun and easy and intuitive ways possible, to the point that, you know, this game in my opinion is a must-have by any Wii U owners out there, just because of how easy it is to pick up and play, just because of how easy it is to go online and play other people's levels. And of course, the main draw here is unlimited Mario levels. It doesn't get any better than that, right? Mario is basically the face of platforming games, and the fact that there's basically unlimited levels, it's really the main draw of this game for me. Now, of course, it does come with some issues. There are some limitations as far as the creation of the levels. There are obviously some negative things about people creating levels. Some people just create levels that are awfully easy, or without levels that lack creativity in every shape, way, or form. And then you have the people that want to create challenging levels, but they're hard in a frustrating type of way. So in that regard, you're going to find a lot of levels that are frustrating, a lot of levels that have poor design. But on the flip side, you're also going to find a lot of very creative levels, very fun levels to play. And that's the beauty of this game, that comes with a pretty interesting filter system that it allows you to vote and star levels after you play them. So that way it makes sure that the levels that are really good are on the top of the list, basically, and which is a really cool feature, because that allows to weed out some of the awful levels out there. Not to mention that this game, when you create a level, one of the conditions in order to upload is that you have to be able to beat your own level. So that alone weeds out a ton of bad levels, as opposite to, say, Little Big Planet, which it's another platforming series that I played for a long time. And I do enjoy those games quite a bit, but I do have to say that in Little Big Planet, I would say that 90% of the levels are absolute garbage, and only 10% of them are good and creative. And you can tell a lot of people put a lot of time into those levels. But I get the feeling that with the limitations that Super Mario Maker has, it makes the creation of the levels a little bit more intricate, and it allows to weed out the bad levels or the bad ideas out of the way. Now, the game does come pre-loaded, I guess, if you want to call it that, with around 60 or more levels that Nintendo loaded into the game, and you can play those levels to unlock some minor stuff. And it's really fun, because a lot of those levels created by the Nintendo people actually deviate from the traditional Mario platforming level design, and it's a perfect example on how or what you can accomplish with this game. Some of the levels are very creative. They're not necessarily your side-scrolling going from A to Z type of levels. Some of them they're more like a puzzle types of levels, and you can see people online, people from the community already taking those ideas and creating levels that are, again, deviate completely from the traditional Mario level design, and they are levels that are puzzles or You have to find the exit, maze type levels, and things like that. So people out there are getting very creative, which is very impressive considering this game does give you a fair amount of limitations as far as what you can use and what you cannot use. Which leads me to my next topic. A somewhat controversial part of the game is that Nintendo locked the creation tools, or certain parts of the creation tools, for a period of time. The way this game works is that as you create levels, more tools are being unlocked. So it's almost like a procedural type of learning experience. In my opinion, they handle it really well, but a lot of people were frustrated, and they complained to the point that Nintendo released a day one patch where you can actually bypass this requirement, because if you play this game properly, you do not have access to all the tools after, I believe, a 9-day period. So on day one, you get a certain tools. For example, you get the Super Mario Brothers and the new Super Mario Brothers backgrounds, and that's it. You cannot create levels that are based on Super Mario World or Super Mario Brothers 3. So you have to wait a few days, you have to create a few levels, you have to play around with the level creator before those tools becomes unlocked. Which, again, in my opinion, that's fine, because it forces you to learn how to use the basic tools. It forces you to learn how to use certain things, and every day you get more tips that help you create better levels. So in my opinion, Nintendo did good with that thought process, but at the same time, I can see why some people were upset, because some people were like, hey, I'm paying $60 to play this game. I want to have everything open from the get-go, and that's the reason why Nintendo released that day one patch, where it allows you to use all the tools at one point, but you have to do some trickery to unlock everything. It's not like you can just toggle an option to have everything unlocked. You have to meet like a requirement, and everything gets unlocked from the get-go. But for me personally, I enjoy that procedural slow learning curve process, because it allows me to explore and use all the tools at my disposal in a very timely manner. And in fact, I created one level so far. I'm close to finishing a second level, and I'm gonna leave my level ID down at the bottom if you guys want to try my levels. And I encourage you guys, if you guys have this game, to do the same. Leave your level ID, and I'll make sure to try the levels, because mind you, I'm not a Miyamoto or anything. My levels are not masterpieces by any stretch of the imagination, but I try to make levels that are fair in terms of difficulty, and I think it'll be cool if you guys give it a shot or a try or two. So feel free to do the same. Leave your level ID, which is another little complaint that I have about the game, because a lot of people on my friends list, on my Wii U friend list, are playing this game, and you cannot see what levels they have created. For some reason, there's well, unsurprisingly, I would say, Nintendo put this barrier where you cannot fully explore your friends' levels, for example, which is pretty dumb in my opinion. But at the same time, I'm not surprised. Nintendo, sometimes when it comes to online and connectivity and all that, they're a little bit behind the times, and that's a little bit frustrating. You have to share these codes in order to play the levels, and I really don't understand the reasoning behind that. But anyways, the levels, you can star levels, and the more stars you get medals, and the more medals you get, they basically put you up in a position where you can share, or you're more popular, and your levels will get more exposed to the community, which as I was mentioning before, that's a pretty cool system, because it rewards good level creators in the sense that they're going to be at the top. Their levels are going to be recommended for you guys to play online, and so forth. The game also has this really cool feature, which is almost like a single player mode that gives you 100 lives, and it's basically a Mario challenge mode where you have to beat depending on the difficulty, whether it's easy, normal, or expert. You play a certain fixed amount of levels, and these levels are the levels created by the community. So this is a very cool idea, to get to see the creations, whether they're good or bad, from people out there in the community. And I found from my experience, if you play the easy or normal mode, that's where most of the good levels are, because if you put expert mode, it becomes really frustrating. A lot of people are creating levels that are challenging, which there's nothing wrong with that, but they're making these levels challenging in a frustrating way, which is, in my opinion, unbearable. The good news is that you can skip those levels in order to beat that, you know, Mario challenge mode, but it's very hard to find levels that are challenging but enjoyable. So that comes with the territory, as I was mentioning. There's a lot of people out there that just want to make frustrating levels. For example, some of the levels, you start the level and you already have an enemy falling on top of your head. Or there was this one level where I was playing where I was gonna jump to get to the goal, but the guy put a hidden block right where I was jumping, so I hit the hidden block and fell into the void, thus losing the level. And because there are no checkpoints or halfway points in the game, you have to start from the very beginning. So for me, that was an automatic skip. The use of hidden blocks like that to troll people, in my opinion, is a negative. So I skipped the level, going to the next one. And when you beat these Mario challenges mode, you unlock stuff. A lot of the stuff you can unlock early if you guys have amiibos, which I do have to say that the functionality of amiibos in this game is pretty cool, because you can use literally any amiibo, for example the Fire Emblem amiibos, and you can put it on the gamepad and it creates an 8-bit sprite or a power-up that you can actually transform your little Mario character into the amiibo character in a 8-bit form, which is pretty cool. And in fact, the one level that I'm going to be sharing with you guys, it's called Bionis Kingdom, and it's based, you know, loosely based on Xenoblade Chronicles, obviously. And the first block you hit, it has a Shulk power-up, so your Mario character will transform into Shulk, and I think it's pretty cool. So that's it. Yeah, Mario Maker. If you have a Wii U, you have to have this game. Even, I know a lot of people were saying, yeah, this game looks cool, but I'm not really sure I'm going to be able to create levels. I'm not into that. Trust me, guys, this game has the best usage of the gamepad by far. It's easy, it's intuitive, and I can guarantee you, even if you guys are not interested in creating levels, you will find yourself losing hours creating your own levels and playing your own levels. That's part of the charm of the game. Playing your own levels, adding a few things here and there, editing the levels back. Everything is done in the most intuitive way, and the use of the gamepad in this game is absolutely fantastic. So it doesn't get any better than this. Unlimited Mario levels, and you can use the most iconic characters, enemies in basically gaming, and everything is at your disposal. The only I guess requirement for you is to use your imagination and have fun with the game. So that's it for now, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and make sure you let me know if you guys create levels. I will be more than glad to play them. So thank you for watching, and I will see you all later.